Hey everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to 307 country. So, still working on Shelby's truck. Found out the issue with the hubs. Probably gonna have a shop fix that just because I've got one hub that's not engaging. So, probably gonna have to have them replaced, and it's kind of a process. I could do it. It's just a lot. Got to pull the ball joints out. I don't know. I might look into doing it. We'll just see. Probably save several $100s if I do it myself. So I don't know. I've spent a lot of time working on this truck, so I guess a few more hours ain't gonna hurt nothing. But anyway, check engine light's been coming on. So I had the codes read, and it's camshaft sensors, both sides. So we're going to swap those out today. I took the old ones out of our other truck, and we'll put them in this truck, clear the codes, see if it fixes it. If not, there's a solenoid that controls the timing on the camshafts. So it's not like the old chain drive camshafts off the timing, you know, off the crankshaft situation. Basically controlled by computers or whatever. So if the camshaft sensors aren't the issue, then we're gonna have to change out the camshaft control solenoid or whatever it is, which is a little bit more in depth. But we'll change the camshaft sensors. I'll show you where they're at and go from there. Hopefully that solves it. So I'll be back in a minute and show you what we got going on. Alright, so you got your 5.4 Triton. This one's got a cold air intake. Anyway, down here on the end of your head, this right here, let's see, yeah, right there is your camshaft sensor on the passenger side. Over here on the driver's side, a little easier to get to, it's right here. What there is, there's a little bolt in there. Let's see if I can unplug this. So unplug the wire, pull that off. There's a bolt down here on the underside of that. Takes an 8mm socket. Take that out, pull the camshaft sensor out, and put the new one in. Pretty simple deal. So we'll get these going, and I'll show it to you. All right, we'll see if I can do this one-handed. Get on the little bolt there. Alright, so bolt out, should just be able to twist it and wiggle it out. Right, there we go. Camshaft sensor out. Kind of looks a little nasty. That might be the reason it's not working. I don't know the history on this engine. Changed the oil and it didn't look all that great. So, but anyway, we'll put the other camshaft sensor in and put the other one in this side. Swap out the passenger side and clear the codes and see what happens. So we'll be back after we get those done. Putting them back in, pretty easy. Just slide it in, put the bolt back in, plug it back in. So pretty simple. All right, we'll be back in a minute. All right, well, we got the camshaft sensors changed, and I took the negative terminal off the battery and evidently cleared the codes. Started it up, ran good, wasn't sputtering and spitting, and no check engine light on, so hopefully we got her fixed. It has been, we had the codes cleared the other day at the shop and ran it for like a day, and they didn't come on, and then I pulled up to the shop here this afternoon, and the check engine light came on and it wasn't running good, wasn't running right. So I don't know, we'll see. But those camshaft sensors had some carbon built up on the ends of them, so makes sense that they weren't running right or reading right. So the next thing, might as well, this is a short video so far, so we'll tackle another issue I'll show you. Okay, so obviously the door light's on, seatbelt light's on, but also there's a brake light on. So we're gonna see if we can figure out why that's on. I hate that dinger. My 1-ton Power Stroke, I pulled my dash apart and found where that little dinger module is, stuffed it full of cotton because it's integrated into the circuit board, so you can't like remove it or unplug it or anything. So, but it's kind of like a little round module, and there's a little hole in the middle of it. So I took a bunch of Q-tips and just stuffed cotton in there. But anyway, so the reason that brake light's on, it could possibly be two things. It's either brake fluid or your emergency brake. Well, I've got good brake fluid, it's full, and the emergency brake is all the way up. So it's either the brake fluid reservoir sensor or the emergency brake sensor. So what we'll do is unplug the brake fluid reservoir sensor and see if that does it. So I'll show you that here in just a sec. So right here on the side of your brake fluid reservoir is your e-brake, or your fluid sensor, fluid level sensor. Let me get a flashlight and see if I can figure that out. Okay. This actually works pretty good. I got it's called a Petzl Zipka. And I've just got it strapped to the front of the camera. Works great for a little flash and a light. So right underneath here on the bottom, it looks like. There we go. So yeah, you gotta depress that right there. So unplug that. Let's see if that solves the issue. Nope, brake light's still on. So I don't think it's the level sensor, so probably the e-brake. So I'll plug that back in. Let's see here. I'll plug in the reservoir sensor back in, and we'll look for the sensor on the emergency brake. Alright, so e-brake pedals right there. It's all the way up. So it looks like the sensor is right here. That's a bare wire, it looks like. Don't look good. So what happens is this plunger right there goes up and depresses a button. So let me see here what it's going to take. Looks like a little screw there, and we'll take that out. So give me just a second, and there's a little 7 mil there. All right, be back in a second. Okay, so I got the switch right here. This is off the e-brake, and I cut the wires because I couldn't get this plug out. It looks like it's kind of melted. Plus there was these bare wires, so I just cut it off. I'll splice in a new pigtail when I put the other one in, but wanted to show. So this is with the brake pedal pushed down, so when the brake pedal is released, this button is up. When it's activated, when your e-brake is activated, the button's out. So just to show, so when the button's out, there's continuity. That means the circuit's closed. And then get that to where you can see it. When the button's depressed, when the e-brake is not active, not getting very good connection there, trying this one-handed. Depress the button, circuit's open. So the switch is good. Now whether there's something beyond here or maybe it's still in the reservoir, I don't know. But I will go down to the other truck, cut off the pigtail on that one, splice it into this one, put it back in, and we'll see what we can figure out from there. Okay, so trying to get this screw back in that sensor, and obviously put it in the little nut driver, it just falls out. So a little trick for that, and this will work on just about any socket or whatever. Take a little piece of paper towel, kind of a heavy duty paper towel, but I think anything will probably work. Put it over the head of the screw or your bolt, nut, whatever. Stick it in your socket. You can rip the excess off if you feel like it. There you go. Stays in there. All right, let me get this screw in, and we'll see if that fixes our brake light issue. All right, well, the brake light issue must be with the sensor on the reservoir. So until I explore that option more, we're gonna call that good. But took the truck out for a drive, and there's something rattling in this driver's side door where I changed all the window controls and the whole mechanism that rolls the window up and down. So I'm going to take the door panel back apart and see if I can figure out what's rattling in there. Since I'm doing that, I'll go ahead and show how to do it, because it took me a bit to figure out. So here we go. Let's show you how to do that. Okay, so first, right behind the door panel, or the door latch, take a little screwdriver, pry that little plate out, and then there's 2 screws back in there. I believe 5/16 will fit them, 8mm, whatever. So pull those out. And then that will pop out of there. But it's cable driven, so it doesn't come unattached from the door latch. There we go. If you needed to take that off, there is a cable here. So it's kind of like a motorcycle type cable. Should probably figure out how to do that fairly easy. Next, I'll pop the speaker cover off right here. Get something behind there to pry on it, and then there's just clips that hold it in. You got your speaker down there. Okay, so the speaker screws, there's 4 of them. There's 7/32. There's your speaker, pull it out and unplug it. I'll have to put you up for a second to do that, I believe. I don't know, I might be able to get it. There we go. Unplug the speaker, set it aside. Then you've got your, probably should have done that first. You got your switches. All your controls, just put a little screwdriver in there and pop that up. Pull it up and pull it towards you. These ears here go back in there, so you don't want to lift up on that and break those ears off. Unplug your plugs from the back here. Take that off. Then down underneath the door, so there's 2 screws under here, 1/4 inch or 7mm probably. Thought I had a 7 here, but pull these 2 screws out. Drop them in the dirt. I will get concrete poured in the shop someday. And then there is one more screw right in here behind the door latch, and that's a 10mm socket, will fit that. you got that out. Now, the trick on the door. I was used to different styles that had a like body clips in them. What you do is you'll lift up on the whole thing, pops right off. No prying or breaking anything, just comes right off. Okay, so if you're having issues with your window rolling up or not rolling up or down, there are 4 bolts, and you kind of see them here. They're in a slot, so all you got to do is loosen those up. And then there's also the bolts that hold your window in. These hold the glass and the clamp right in there. There's 2 of those, one over there and one in here. Loosen these 4, there's 4 there. Loosen them up, and then there's another one right here. This holds the motor in. Take this one completely out, loosen up those 4, loosen the 2 that clamp the window up. Probably tape your window in, run your window down if you can, and then let me show you what is inside of there. So this is your window mechanism. Once you take those 4 bolts out that go in these holes here, you can take this first one and tilt it sideways like this, pull it out, and then you can wiggle this other side out, and they'll come out through a big long hole right here behind this plastic. I don't want to tear this plastic off. I had to get it attached yesterday, so I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can figure out what's rattling in here. Alright, I think I got it figured out here. That bolt that holds the motor mechanism in, I didn't get it tight. So I'll tighten that up and put everything back together and call it a day. Alright, well, we got the rattle in the door fixed. Didn't fix the brake light issue, but we did get the camshaft sensors changed, so 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Isn't that a song? Some kind of food, meatloaf or something maybe? Yeah. Anyway, alright. I appreciate everybody stopping by and commenting and subscribing and everything. I really appreciate it. So, hope everybody's doing good. Put a smile on somebody's face today. And we'll see you on the next one. 307 out.